Hey, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be doing a build a baby project. That's right, build a baby. Now, typically this would be done in pairs, a mom and a dad. However, because we're doing this virtually, I'm not expecting you to be able to partner up with anybody. So I have redesigned this a little bit, some tweaks to make it so you can work on your own. But what the end result should be similar to this. Where ignore that, we'll talk all about this, but these are going to be the alleles you find, and you're going to use those alleles to build your child. Now, I'm not expecting this quality of artwork. I kept it because the student did exceptionally well on it. Do your best. So let's go into how this is going to work. So you should be seeing a PDF, actually two PDFs. This one says this one says baby lab with dad. This one says baby lab with mom. I'm going to let you choose if you want to be the dad or the mom. So if you're doing with dad, then you are the mom and you are working with dad. And dad already has his information filled out. If you want to be the dad, then you need to work with mom, and mom is going to have her stuff filled out. Now, this is a PDF and you can't write on a PDF. So I went ahead and remade this on a Google Sheet. It's the same setup as the PDF. You go through it. But I'm giving you PDF so that you have the rules, the directions. So let's read through these quickly. Purpose: to demonstrate the principles of Mendelian genetics and sex determination, including the concepts of allele, phenotype, genotype, dominant, recessive, codominant, homozygous, and heterozygous by creating a simulated baby. What you're going to need, it says 2 pennies, but since you're working by yourself, you only need 1, and some art supplies and paper to draw the baby. Procedure: working with a partner, which is filled out for you already. Determine the genotype of a baby by flipping pennies. Mom flips 1 penny to choose an allele for her egg, and dad flips the other penny to choose an allele for his sperm. Note that the sex of the baby is determined by dad alone. Boys are XY and girls are XX. Remember, say that again. Ladies, you have 2 X chromosomes. All women have 2 X chromosomes. So moms, you only have X's to give. Dads, you have X and a Y. So dad, if you give an X, then you're having a little girl. Dad, if you give a Y, you're having a little boy. Moms only have X's. So you can only give an X. Record the alleles which resulted from the coin flips and put the sperm and egg together. Write down the baby's genotype for each trait in table 1, right here. That means dad flipped a coin. Heads, we'll say, was a dominant, and tails would have been recessive, so lowercase here. Mom, I'm using mom's example here. Mom only actually has X's to give. So the genotype would be mom's X and dad's X, and the phenotype would be female. And then you're going to go down the list with that. Again, flip a coin. This time it's going to be R's. I'll show you what that means in a second. But if you get a heads, capital R. If you get a tails, lowercase r. It says record the phenotype. How do you find the phenotype? On this PDF, here are your phenotypes. So if mom rolled or flipped for a capital R and dad gave a capital R, this is for face shape, then 2 Capital R's give you round. Round is a dominant trait. If one parent gave a capital and the other parent gave a lowercase, the capital's dominant, the capital wins, so it's still round. If both parents give a recessive, then it's a square shape. And then you would write that phenotype on the table. And then you do that for every genotype, you find the phenotype for it. And you fill it in on this table. Once you know all your phenotypes, you can draw your baby. However, there is some differences. Like down here, there are numbers. What do those mean? Those are for here where they are both dominant. So we have large eyes as a dominant trait, and small eyes are also a dominant trait. So there is no recessive. So if one parent gives the large eye gene, the other parent gives a small eye gene, they blend and you get a medium. So that's what the numbers are for, because there's two dominants. And down here, we have what's called a polygenic trait, where you have two genes for this trait, not just the one. Mom isn't going to give just one allele, mom is going to give two alleles. And dad is going to give two alleles. So now your genotype is going to be made up of 4 alleles. How does this work? I have an example here. If mom gave a capital A, and the second one is going to be B, if mom gives a capital B, and then dad gives a lowercase a and a lowercase b, then you are going to put mom's A's and dad's A's together, and then mom's B's and dad's B's together. And then you find what that is down here. We had a capital A and a lowercase a and a capital B and a lowercase b, and that gave us light brown hair. And I wrote light brown hair. This is an example. You're actually going to use these. When you are done and you draw your baby, you have some concluding questions. Why did we flip a coin? Why did I use a coin flip for heads for capital and tails for lowercase? What does that represent? And number 2, you are defining these terms. You should have these terms. They're in your notes or vocab. If you are going to use the other one, it's the same one. It's just this time mom gave the genes and you're playing the part of dad. Otherwise, the rules are exactly the same. All right. So I did go through all this, but I'm going to finish reading this. Repeat steps 1, 2, and 3 for all the traits, and then draw color and name your creation. Yes, color, because there is skin tone, there is hair color, there is eye color, so you actually have to color it in. Remember, you are drawing the baby's face, not a child or an adult, a baby. No tattoos, pierced ears, mustaches, etc., only using the traits that we have available here. All right, guys, that is it. Remember, you're gonna fill it in on this paper is your Google Sheet. You're gonna fill in all the stuff and then draw your child. And yes, this person did not draw a baby. They were deducted points for it, but I kept it anyway because it was nicely done. This is going to be a 3-day project. You have 3 days to do this, 2 days in class, and the 3rd day is a Wednesday. All right? All right, guys, good luck on this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.